Hi. Sorry if my voice is a bit different. I'm a bit under the weather. But I just wanted to take a moment to talk about the importance of cross cultural or cross resource referencing in the research of or the development of martial arts systems. Starting with the area that I have most background in, which is HEMA, I primarily study the use of the messer. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And I used to work in isolation with a single source and then eventually to a select few sources to construct a personalized messer fencing system inspired by the sources. And that is one approach that you can take in HEMA, working on a single or a related set of sources in isolation and trying to deconstruct them to the greatest extent that you can. But eventually I found that to be limiting, not only within a scope of martial capabilities across the board, but also within the researching of those sources that you're focusing on. And let me explain what I mean by that. Another approach that you can take when it comes to deconstructing pre existing martial arts systems is to reference from multiple locations. And this is nothing new. Nothing I'm saying in this video is new, really. It's more bringing it back to the surface and back to light. But this method would effectively, taking Messer as the example again, if I focus on Messer, I have parallels within the systems that I study with external systems, such as saber, longsword, sword and buckler, even rapier. And by looking to those sources, I can help construct a more holistic system and make myself a more holistic and well-rounded fighter. Moving away from HEMA, I recently had an interaction with the Scholar General here on YouTube that was about an interpretation of a source that he wanted to run by me, which I found to be a very high honor, and I very grateful to have been a part of this interaction and like considered in your interpretation. But referencing external systems can help clarify potentially more nuanced or missed points within a system that you're studying. And moving back to personal examples, I've been recently developing a big knife fighting system of my own, using two HEMA sources as a reference point: Do or Die by Tony Biddle and Talhofer's 1467 treatise. And in a recent martial arts event at Combat Con, I had the pleasure of taking a course under Robert Redfeather of Apache Knives, and his method of instructing helped clarify some aspects of my personal system, specifically about countercutting to the opponent's arm, and helped me more easily develop methods of explaining and instructing that. So that's pretty much what I wanted to focus on, is the fact that just because you study a single tradition, as far as this is what I want to fence like, this is what I want to pursue, this is what I want to research, it doesn't mean that you should do it to the exclusion of everything external to it, because there's obviously only so many ways that we can use weapons effectively, and just through convergent evolution of ideas and techniques, you will find parallels across the board, and sometimes those parallels can shed light on techniques and on nuances of a technique and help clarify and flesh out a system where it might not have been able to before when only focusing in isolation. So yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. So you guys have a good one.